Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.
Hello there. Welcome to episode 103 of 15 Minutes of Genius. We have broken the 100 episode barrier. And for those that have not watched episode 100, we had none only than Patrick Schwarzenegger, CPG extraordinaire, investor, advisor. He opened different Blaze Pizza locations. He's invested in Key2 Life, like Super Coffee and Liquid IV and all these great brands, and Poppy. And so anyway, make sure to check out that episode. If you just search on YouTube, episode 100, 15 Minutes of Genius. So there you go. Big plug to Mark Nicholas, Mark N. at ManhattanBeachStudios.net, not .com, .net. .net is the new .com. So Mark, awesome guy. He put this entire show together, and there he is. There's the man. He's got a nice, trippy halogen light thing going on behind him. There you go. And a Syracuse shirt. So there you go. Go Syracuse. Very prideful for his school. So awesome stuff. And he played football out there, right? I think. So very cool. All right. You can't hear him. He's talking in my ear. So, all right. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest because I can't just keep talking about me and our producer forever. That wouldn't really be a great show, right? This is about our guests bringing on great entrepreneurs and visionaries with unique products. And this one's really unique. I've never seen anything like this. So this is going to be a treat, pun intended. So Jake Kneller with Sweet Nothings. A little bit about his brand. Sweet Nothings makes ready-to-eat spoonable smoothies out of a blend of organic fruits, nuts, and seeds. You can find them in the frozen fruit aisle of thousands of grocery stores across the country. In e-commerce platforms and on their own D2C site, which is www.eatsweetnothings.com. They're on a mission to make it easier to eat more of what you need, right? And less of what you don't by proving that healthy can and should taste delicious. So think of it as spoonable smoothies that's frozen, but on the go. Jake, how's it going, my man?
You do a better pitch than me. I need to start bringing you into some buyer meetings.
Exactly.
It's going well.
Thanks
for having me on. I've watched for a while, so it's good to be here.
Definitely. And yeah, man, if you want to bring me to any meetings, just make sure if we do close the deal that I get ongoing commission in perpetuity forever. That's my only ask.
Yeah, you and every broker. But I do feel like, I mean, we could do a 1-2 punch on, we're bringing you a smoothie for refrigerated, we're bringing you a smoothie for the freezer. It's sort of a 2-for-1 special. We got to talk about that.
Exactly. And we got to say, like, if the buyer is only handling frozen, bring in the buyer for refrigerated. And then if I'm talking to refrigerated, bring in the buyer for frozen. We're doing a two-in-one meeting right here, right now. I like that.
The smoothie brigade, yeah.
The smoothie brigade. I love it, man. I love it. And we got to bring in, what's the other brand? Like, whatever. Like, there's one that, Ample, where it's like a smoothie, but it's dry. It has the powder, and you add water. So we'll have
in here too.
Yeah, we'll have dry, refrigerated, and frozen all in one meeting.
We have all of our bases covered.
Exactly. That's a lot of buyers. They're going to pull half the buyers from their corporate office just to handle our meeting. So, all right. So let's get into it, man. It's funny. So, all right. So, I want to hear more about your product. Okay. And, the story. So this is obviously interesting. This is disruptive. It's different, where it's something that's in the freezer aisle, but it's not frozen fruit. It's not ice cream. It's something that's decadent, delicious, but also very healthy. Like, maybe I've already said why we wanted to release this, but what was the impetus of creating this type of product, and when did it strike you that there was a need for something like this? So tell us about your ideation and how you actually brought this to market.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of the idea credit goes to my co-founder, Beth. So I'll tell her background and story too, because she's obviously a major part of it. I think both of us, and we took very different paths to to get to this point. For me, it was working in finance, then working in food. For Beth, it was more her background and being a parent. But both of us saw a need in the market to create a truly good for you food brand. I think there's tons of awesome companies tackling better for you, right? Whether it's a better for you tortilla chip or a better for you ice cream. They're delicious. They are better for you. I enjoy eating them, but we felt there was still this sort of hole, particularly in frozen, of a truly good for you item that was nutrient dense and antioxidant rich and full of stuff that somehow, as the most sophisticated country in the world, most of us still don't get enough of every day. So that was really the impetus of this truly good in frozen. Beth played around with a million different ideas in her kitchen. Her two kids, Shane and Chasen, as we say, are really the two chief product officers because they veto or approve everything we do. But she got a home ice cream maker. She started throwing in fruits and then added some cashews and added chia seeds and a little bit of balsamic into our strawberry. And all of a sudden had developed these 6 different flavors that were really tasty and felt indulgent, yet had no added sugar and were organic and plant-based. And pretty early on, Beth, her husband, me, when I'd come over to their house, we realized we were eating this product at 10 a.m. as a mid-morning snack or as a 3 p.m. pick-me-up because it was just fruits and nuts and seeds. There was nothing bad in it. It wasn't, okay, this is a better-for-you dessert. It was just a good-for-you smoothie bowl, almost like a mini acai bowl. And so that was really the impetus for going in the direction of the spoonable smoothie. And as we're chatting about a little bit, going into this new category that hadn't really existed before.
So what is I'm sure you get this from whether it's investors or also from buyers, but what is the usage occasion for something like this? Is this something, because when it's frozen, do people want frozen things for breakfast? Do they want it as a snack in the middle of the day? How does this product do in cold areas of the country, right? Like, during the winter time where it's like sub-zero temperature. So I'm just curious, like, where, from your feedback from customers, when are they having this? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? Or tell us more about usage occasion.
The usage occasion that we see is actually quite similar to when people would eat an energy bar. So for different groups, it plays a different role. We have some parents who grab 2 out of the freezer and give them to their kids on the way to school because their kids refuse to eat breakfast, but they get a little energy and some great nutrients in before their day. We have people who are working from home who say they grab it at 3 p.m. with their second cup of coffee every day when they're craving something sweet but don't want to crash from a bunch of sugar and are sick of eating bars or trail mixes or whatever they were usually snacking on at that time. So we're really seeing, we surveyed a bunch of customers hoping that there would be 1 or 2 usage occasions that we could really sort of dial in and focus on. And the result was sort of from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. There were different groups for different reasons, from that light breakfast to that healthy indulgence, eating these spoonable smoothie cups.
Love it. So let's get into the name, because the name is always, I've heard about your brand, right? I know you've been breaking into some stores down here where I'm based in Southern California, like Erewhon or Bristol Farms, Lazy Acres. So let's talk about the name, right? Sweet Nothings. Where did this name come from? How was it created? And then what is your top, like, just for other entrepreneurs to know, like, what is a top selling flavor, right? What is doing best in the market?
Yeah, so the name, just like the product, Beth gets credit for as well. She came up with it. She really was trying to come up with a name that could evoke this healthy indulgence of, there's nothing bad in this. It's all healthy foods, but it is creamy and spoonable and does satisfy that sugar craving. When she first told it to me, I immediately thought of the Calvin Harris, and I think it's Florence and the Machine song, if you know what I'm talking about, that I still dream to be our theme song one day. But I thought
is it called Sweet Nothing? Is that the name of the song?
Called Sweet Nothings. I'm not going to sing it because I have a horrible voice and can't have that on the internet, but it's a great song. I think it was like maybe 2010 or around that time, probably like 10 years ago. But they have a song called Sweet Nothings that I still want to be our theme song one day. But
Coming to a
really,
karaoke bar near you
oh
with
yeah,
Jake. With Jake on
our
stage.
team offsite. Our team offsite. Everyone just has to do a rendition.
Exactly. Requirement.
In terms of most popular flavors, we're really seeing our more forward flavors continue to perform exceptionally well. And now we've actually added veggies into a few. So our strawberry is a top seller. Our tropical greens, which has spinach and pineapple and spirulina in it, does really well. We have blueberry that has some beet in it for some beety undertones. And for all this, we're using organic, whole, real ingredients. So you can taste the spinach that comes from this family farm on the central coast of California. You can taste the real beets because it's not like we're just using a juice or a concentrate. It's whole beet, just like you use whole coconut. And I'm sure you can appreciate like that matters. You can taste it. It changes the nutrition profile, the fiber. So that's really important to us. And that's what I admire about the Genius brand as well.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's really, I think you said it like or I said it based off your LinkedIn profile in the intro, which is where nutrition meets deliciousness. And if you can have both of those together and have it be very, very minimal and simple and still be really, really freaking good, that's the recipe for a very successful product, right? Whether it's Sweet Nothings or Genius. So getting into it, innovations, right? I like to talk about this where you have right now ice cream, and it's amazing. The amazing thing is also that that's all it is. Like, that tells you that when it's from nature and it's simple, pure form, and you mix it together, you don't need to have all these added sugars to it or natural flavorings or all these different things. All you have to have is just the fruit and the veggie. And with Sweet Nothings, like they're making something like spinach or beet actually taste good when it's mixed in with other fruits in a frozen form. So for that's really amazing that you actually pulled that off, man, from an innovation standpoint. So how has it been, because again, with other entrepreneurs watching this and getting a lot of views, how has it been with D2C, right? Because I remember it was in your intro, D2C, frozen D2C. I would think that it would be a freaking nightmare to do that, to get it there frozen, especially when it's like 110 degrees in parts of the country or more. So how have you been handling that, and how did you find the right partner to make sure that it gets to the customer intact, so you're not, it's not arriving as a soup?
Yeah, that everything you said is correct. D2C is a very small part of our business. It's sort of 10% of monthly revenue.
It's almost like a marketing. It's like a marketing tool almost.
Yeah, and for us, it was, okay, we have to figure out the right infrastructure to be able to send buyers product and keep it frozen and have it arrive in beautiful format. So once we're going through the operational heavy lift of making sure we have a way that's affordable to send to buyers across the country, particularly in a COVID world where you're not hand delivering samples. Okay, we also can use that capability for our super fans who want to buy 12 of a single flavor, a 12 pack of a flavor, or who want to try 2 of each of our 6 flavors in a variety pack. Let's have that be an offering, but we don't spend any money on Facebook and Instagram ads around it. We don't bank on that being the driving force of this sort of next phase of growth. It's really the wholesale, the brick and mortar, the online retailers like Amazon Fresh and Thrive Market and Fresh Direct. It's food service as it comes back, corporate and university cafeterias. So D2C is horrible for frozen. Just put it bluntly.
Yeah, you just said it straight up. It is horrible. And hopefully at some point it becomes a more sustainable model. But the fact that, because we're perishable, that's already hard enough, right? I mean, we pull it off. We do have a great partner for that, which we've brought on the show, Perishable Shipping Solutions, PSS. We brought on Danny Catullo, one of the co-founders. So they've proven to be, a solid partner. But they have to put in dry ice and ice packs, and it gets heavier and it gets more expensive, and the box gets bigger, which makes it even more expensive. I can only imagine that with frozen, that if anything goes wrong in the shipment, where it's delayed by a day or it's left out on the porch in the sun, baking in the sun, it's just going to melt. So, but I know that one thing that I want to mention just for people watching is that because of the surge of D2C, right? And how many companies are now using that, and consumers are really depending on ordering online. There are companies coming online, fulfillment 3PL companies, to do this and to do it more efficiently and more dependably. So I've heard in 2022, there's going to be like hundreds, if not thousands, of new companies that are going to do perishable and also frozen, because it's
music to my ears.
It's becoming high in demand, and it never really was, for perishable or frozen. For dry, of course, because it's easy to ship dry. But for perishable, it's been really hard to find the right partner, and so you have to get lucky almost. So anyway, that's on the horizon.
It's so counterintuitive. Yeah, we're like our product is the most expensive on our website than anywhere, which like is counterintuitive. You'd think, okay, I'm buying directly from
exactly
a brand. It should be the most affordable. It's the worst margin for us because of the FedEx 2-day and the dry ice. So absolutely excited for these new companies to come online next year. But in the meantime, going to continue to focus on getting into more grocery chains, getting into more of these online retailers who handle that fulfillment on your behalf, those channels that are better margin-wise, better for consumers, better for us. It's sort of a no-brainer.
Exactly. Don't you love getting those emails where customers are like, I can get it for this much in the store. Why is it more expensive on your website? And you have to answer that email 100 times a week, right? So
and it's better for us. I mean, get those velocities up at retailers. Like I would rather someone go buy it at Gelson's or Bristol Farms or Erewhon or Lassen's down by you than ordering from our site. It's everyone wins.
Exactly.
And for frozen, that's a unique proposition. Maybe for perishable as well. Like for dry, I think every brand would probably much rather on their site. You don't need to ship it with anything. You can ship. I always joke that my next brand is going to be popcorn. Like
exactly.
Not being in frozen.
No,
sounds nice some days.
I'm going to capture air from the highest mountains in the world and just sell air to people. Himalayan or Mount Shasta or Mount Whitney air in this bag. That should be the next idea. Optimum shipping rates.
That is some good margin.
Yeah, great margin. All right, but it's expensive to get up on those mountaintops, so that might cause a problem. So anyway, all right, man. Well, let's get into our next segment, which is called Rapid Fire Questions.
Rapid Fire Questions.
All right. So you're going to be the second person to have these new questions. We had Patrick Schwarzenegger who got these questions first. I threw in a couple for him that I think I'm going to keep in here because, they're good questions. So, pressure is on. I try to make it fun, but also a little bit harder to answer because we had the same questions for 50 episodes. And I'm like, we got to do something different. So here we go, man.
Right.
You're kind of like the guinea pig here, but let's do this.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 1 for music. Which decade is best, the 70s, 80s, or 90s?
I think it has to be 90s. I think you have so much eclectic music from the hip hop. You're starting to have Tupac. I feel like early Eminem, along with obviously all the great rock. Going 90s.
Awesome. 90s. All right. 2 guests with that question. 2 for 2 for the 90s. Go 90s. All right. What do you do for exercise?
I like to run and hike. I feel like all of us in the CPG space spend so much time inside that I really try to spend my exercise time outside, because even just a walk around the block is so good for the mental health, but mostly try to do exercise outside. So running, hiking, those sorts of things.
Love it. Very cool. Yeah, I'm a big runner myself. So I even have an Instagram page called Running on Genius. So Running on Genius.
I like it. I've also seen your LinkedIn on your golf game.
Yep.
That's a good outdoor activity. I've never gotten into it, but it feels like a good way to unplug a little bit.
It is amazing. And there's some great courses up there. You're in NorCal, San Francisco, but like when you start going into Sonoma County or like Sacramento and like kind of more inland where there's more space, because San Francisco, there's no space for a golf course.
Right.
It'd be like $1 billion golf course based on the real estate value.
Truly.
Yeah, I've golfed in Napa up there. It is absolutely beautiful, clean air, all that good stuff. Yeah, golf is
Awesome.
therapeutic, and it gets your mind to, not to, you kind of opened up a can of worms with bringing that up. Mental,
Yeah, I know.
mental focus, and not getting off your game. The best players in the world are the ones that they do make mistakes, they make bad shots, but they never make 2 bad shots in a row. So that's
Good lesson for entrepreneurship.
Yep, exactly, man. It really crosses over. All right. Movie you can watch an unlimited amount of times.
Oh, that's easy for me. I am a rom-com guy. Love Actually.
Love Actually.
I've probably watched that movie 50 times.
All right, Liam Neeson, right? Like, I'm going to find you. I'm going to take you. I'm going to date you. And then I'm going to marry you. All right. That's what whenever I say Liam Neeson, I think of him as, what's his name? Quag Jong in Star Wars, and then Taken. Those 2 things. All right.
They could make 12 Takens and I'd still watch them.
Oh, they're amazing. They're amazing. It's just, It's all about, Liam Neeson could literally be like in a DMV renewing his driver's license for 2 hours, and I will freaking watch that, man. What do you mean I have to wait another 45 minutes? All right. Chocolate or vanilla?
Ooh, I think vanilla. I've been eating a lot of vanilla bean mush recently for breakfast and really been loving it.
Shout out to Mush. Ashley Thompson.
Yeah.
Shout out. All right. Favorite country to travel to outside of the U.S.?
I mean, it's been so long. Right before COVID, I went with my fiance to visit some of my cousins who live in London, and we had a really great trip. So, sort of a boring answer, but I'll go with England.
Yeah, they're not boring at all. England's great. We have a lot of we have a lot of British viewers. England is awesome. All right, so got to cater to the audience, right? All right. So, favorite Star Wars character?
Also probably cliche, but Yoda. I mean, there's just so many good one-liners that's my number one.
Yeah. What does he say? Like, you do not try, do or do not. All right. What is your spirit animal?
Ooh.
Could be Yoda. He's an animal.
Wow. So my fiance's last name is Wolf, so maybe I'll go Wolf. Feels like it all comes together.
There you go, man. I would say coyote for me. I've never actually answered that. I am eagle is my number one, but I've been getting into coyotes because at the golf course that I go to at night, there's coyotes. So if you stay too late on the golf course, coyotes will literally come out and start.
That's the closing crew.
That's the closing crew. They're actually employees of the county of Los Angeles. Yeah, and permanent members of that golf course at a public golf course. All right, that could be a show like about coyotes. Do you like to drive an SUV, a coupe, or a truck?
An SUV, like a mid-size. Like I could drive a Honda CR-V for the rest of my life and be happy. I'm not a huge car guy, and I just feel like it's so practical, plenty of space, reliable.
Well, once you sell Sweet Nothings, man, or whatever your goal is, once you make a lot of money and become, even more successful with Sweet Nothings, you can upgrade that Honda CR-V, right?
Hopefully, I'll still like the Honda CR-V.
Wow, you're loyal. It's like Warren Buffett. He still drives like a Honda Civic, I think.
I think he still lives in the same house he built in the 60s or something.
Yeah, and he has a flip phone or something. Yeah, he's interesting guy. He's like, you would never think he's a billionaire. For food, salty or sweet?
Salty.
Favorite day of the week and why?
I feel like right now we're getting good wins. Everything's going well with work that I really look forward to Mondays as it sounds sort of cheesy, but things are rolling. We have a great team now. I really, by the end of the weekend, I'm rested up. I'm ready to sort of rock again.
Love it. All right. Monday. All right. That was also our last guest answer as well with Patrick. Monday. All right. Uber or Lyft or neither?
I have to go I've some friends in San Francisco who have been longtime Uber employees, and on the off chance that they watch, I have to go Uber.
Right on. Yeah, I think like Uber, kind of started like microly, like in the micro sense in San Francisco. Like I remember
Yeah.
seeing Uber for the first time there in like 2008 or something, or 2009.
Yeah, but
All right.
I like every time I'm going for a ride, I do that price compare, because
Yeah.
sometimes it's just so different.
Exactly. Uber is usually lower, right? All right.
Yeah.
LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
MJ.
Terminator 1 or Terminator 2?
I actually don't think I've ever seen the Terminator movies.
Oh my God. All right, Patrick.
I hate to admit it, especially
Patrick,
if I'm right
come,
after Patrick.
Yeah,
I don't-
come back on the set here.
That's weekend homework for me, but I don't have a good answer.
You are so
I feel like for
you're
both
so
movies,
lucky.
The original's better.
Yeah, you are so lucky that you haven't seen it, by the way. It's like
I'll report back.
it's like never seeing like Michelangelo's David or like the Sistine Chapel, like not even knowing what it is, and then you see it for the first time. Not to compare a movie to like age old famous art, but Terminator 2 is my favorite movie of all time. Like not only action but all time.
That's your answer to the other question. Movie you can watch over and over again.
Exactly. Both. Boom, boom.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. I'm just like, that's it. And all right. So yeah, watch that over the weekend, man. I think it's on Netflix right now too. All right. So
I'll check it out.
favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island, you cannot say Genius Juice and you cannot say Sweet Nothings.
Ooh, like a CBG brand, or I can go any direction.
Like if you're on a deserted island, it could be anything. It could be water. It could be whatever. Just anything that you can consume. Or a brand.
I love Vietnamese pho, like noodle soup. It's my favorite food in the world. I'm picturing this island as maybe being chilly at night, and I could eat that. I could eat that all the time.
There you go. I think they have some electricity there to warm it up, somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
They have some
That
generators.
has to be a unique answer.
Yeah, exactly. I've never heard that answer. All right, so that is rapid fire questions with Jake Kneller of Sweet Nothings. And and he's a CEO and co-founder, by the way. I didn't mention that. So yeah, Jake, man, really good to have you on our show. Thanks for taking the time. I know it's a little bit late right now, but continued luck, and really want to see this thing grow even more. So awesome product, man. I look forward to going to Gelson's and trying it out. I will not be ordering it online, just to help you guys.
Thank you.
And thanks again for joining us on 15 Minutes of Genius.
Yeah, see you soon. Thank you for having me, and we'll get that smoothie crew together soon.
Absolutely. Giveaway on Instagram, right, for smoothies. We got to do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Awesome, man. Have a good night, Jake. All right, so that is episode 103 of 15 Minutes of Genius. Big plug to Mark Nicholas, Mark N. at ManhattanBeatStudios.net for your editing desires. He is awesome for photo, for video, and also doing your own podcast. Make sure to call him. Well, we don't have your number there. Make sure to email him, Mark N. at ManhattanBeatStudios.net, and he can help you out if you're looking to do one of these kinds of projects. All right, so make sure to also tune in to 15 Minutes of Genius. It is posted with brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday on LinkedIn. It's also available on Apple Podcast and also on Spotify. So that's it for us on this episode. And one last thing, stay genius, my friends.
Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.